Hello, hello.
Okay,
Open and see them now.
so so we will begin then with the practice focusing on really movement of the neck. So flexion, extension, and then side to side. We won't do too much lateral with the neck, but just this awareness of the whole connection. We did a little bit in the first session with sort of the front line, back line of the body and the spiraling of arms and sort of how this section is connected. This is a section of the body I've worked a lot with, and I find a lot of curiosity because, as Lindsay and I were sharing, I have a developmental tilt to my head to compensate for some eye problems that I was born with. And so if I want to see well, my head tilts to the side to help get my eyes working together a little easier. And if I straighten my head, then my eyes just kind of go their own way. So I've had to, part of my regular practice is just being attuned and working with this area of the body so that I don't create extreme asymmetries that cause pain and discomfort later. So it's the therapeutic approach to recognize the condition of our body, why it does what it does, and how we can use the movements to support that. So I'm not necessarily with the goal to try to straighten my head, but rather try to support the reality of my vision and postural relationship. So I encourage you to just use this session in the same way. If there's conditions or issues with the neck-shoulder relationship, we'll just do a little bit of more attention on this area just to bring some awareness without necessarily trying to create some kind of perfect position of the head or neck, but rather just see what the sensations are. In fact, when I did a version of this practice many years ago, before I worked a lot with this area, and I had on the right side really tight muscles like rocks almost, because it had been compensating for my head position and I hadn't been aware of that. And when I did this practice, one of the big things that I noticed was that when I turned away from the right side, I had no sensation of stretching or lengthening here. And when I turned from the left side, there was a much different sensation. And so through years of work, there was a chronic tightness in the neck, but also a lack of sensation. And so one of the goals of my practice through that was just to have more sensation in this part of my body, to be aware. Not necessarily to change the posture, but just notice the impacts. So let's begin. So now we are officially in spring. As we tune into the condition of the body in this moment, let's acknowledge this connection with this time of year. So we're past the equinox into spring. Wherever you're living on this planet, just take note of the changes around you. In Germany here, we have brighter mornings now. The birds are making more noise. There's little buds on the empty branches from the winter. Some little flowers starting to sprout up from the bulbs. So just notice. You, like the earth, connected with the changing relationship with the sun, which is what springtime is. The sun is more in our daytimes. Even as far south as Hawaii, it may be a less of a change, but still a change. So if you can imagine for a moment as you tune into your body, the expansiveness of your being, beyond the limitations of this physical body, but rather a part of the environment and atmosphere of this large planet on which we all reside. You are the springtime You are the earth. Each breath you take is sharing this atmosphere bound to our earth, like all of us. So as you breathe in and out, you breathe in and out our shared environment. Letting the springtime wake us up, energize us, and let us be reborn. And part of our tapas this series is bringing presence and attention to this changing time. Like all of our ancestors, no matter where they reside on the earth, an awareness of this changing time. Om Sahana Vavatu, Sahana Punatu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvina Vatitamastu, Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So we begin again like we tried last week, lying on the back. Welcome, Lota. I just put my clock on the floor here so I can be attentive of the time. There we go. So we lie on the back with a little bit of faith that you'll stay with me this time and we won't get kicked out. So just taking a moment. So we have friends who are beginning their day or in midday, and those of us on this side of the planet who are coming into the evening. Just notice your back, your body coming towards the floor. As you settle into that space, let the arms relax next to you. If possible, make some space on either side to move the arms. If not possible, then we'll just adapt to the space. And the first movement's just really simple. Take a few breaths. Just notice the body coming to the floor. As you inhale a little more deeply, notice what that does to the relationship between the back and the floor below. And then very gently, just let the head start to roll to one side. As far as it comfortably goes, and then come back to the center and let it roll to the opposite side. Just keep breathing slowly as you do. And here we're not trying to turn the head, we're just letting the head turn from one side to the other. Just going to move my computer here so I can see you better. And then we're going to begin to coordinate a little bit of movement. So we'll bring the head so the nose is facing upward. We'll inhale, sweep one arm out to the floor and next to the head. And if you don't have the space to do that, just bring the hand up and over. And as you bring the hand down and exhale, let the head turn away from the moving hand. And then inhale, switch arms, head comes to the center as you inhale. As you exhale, move the arm back towards the hip, turn the head to the side. And again, this idea of letting the head just roll one side and the other, no forcing, no opinion about how far it should turn, just let it turn until it stops. And notice the relationship here with the shoulder, the neck, as you just gently turn. So just a few times like that. And then we're gonna gently come into this bridge-like posture. So as high as feels comfortable at the beginning of practice. Keep the hands next to you for a moment. And then come down. So this is a different movement of the neck. So we did side to side before. Now as you lift the body up, it brings your chin a little closer towards your chest. And as you come down, the chin and the chest separate a little bit more. So it's a little bit more flexion, extension through the neck. So do it just a couple times with the hands next to you. And then a couple times, let's open the arms out to the side a little bit like a little T. And then inhale, lift the body up. Exhale, slowly come down. So it's a little bit feeling the neck, a little bit feeling the shoulders and neck together, upper back, of course, legs, knees, ankles, feet. So I have an intention for the focus of each of these postures, but just be aware of what your body is telling you. I might be asking you to focus on the neck, but maybe what you feel is the hip or the knee. It's totally fine. Just get what you can from the movements. After a few times with the arms out to the side, we'll inhale, bring the arms up somewhere next to the head. Then on your next inhale, lift up into the posture, lifting the body up. And exhale, slowly coming down. Keep the hands over the head. And again, this movement should be comfortable. If it's not comfortable in the version that you're doing right now, see if you can find a way to make it feel comfortable for you. So arms can come in a different position. You can lift just a little bit. So I know my husband, this is his posture that he really hates. It's just not comfortable for him. So we usually do something else for him. Good. Then eventually we bring everything back down. We're going to roll over to the side and come up. And you're all still there. That's very good. So just a couple times we check on the low back here before we do a little stronger movement, Vajrasana. So first Chakravakasana, hands and knees. Drop the head, drop the shoulders, come back. Heels, hips together, and come forward. So just a few times. So we've done this posture with different variations quite a few times, so feel free to explore. Otherwise, just a few rounds as a transition, just to check in how the low back is feeling. Shoulders, head, upper back, letting the back side of the body round as you go back. Lifting the chest forward. You can look forward. And then we'll come to standing on the knees. If you like, you can take a cushion under the knees. And we'll do simple Vajrasana. We'll do two variations. First one we'll do is, again, with the head turning side to side. So it looks something like this. One arm is coming up. You're going to look away from the moving arm as you come down, so the head turns. And then you're going to switch arms, head center, and come down, look to the opposite side. So just keep that pattern, a few breaths. Back down. Good. And again, just being aware of the range of motion. So there's no correct range of motion here. Just notice how your body moves. It may look something like what I'm doing, or it may look completely different. It's not important. Here we're just moving the arm away from the turning head and coming towards the floor. And eventually we'll come back to standing on the knees. And so I'll give you two options here. We can do a version of this posture, looking up, drop the chin, come down with the arms forward. This can be a little bit strong for some low back. So another option is when you come up, lead with the chest, or you can sweep the arms if it's a little easier for the back. And at the end of the inhale, lift the chin, drop the chin, come down. Otherwise, if you don't like the arms forward, you can come into Chakravakasana, lift the chin, drop the chin, come down, come forward with the chest. The end of the inhale, lift the chin. So either one of those variations is the same sort of function with the neck. You can do the stronger version, which puts a little more work in the low back. When you lift up, keep the chin down, lift with the chest, then lift the chin and down. So either of those variations is just fine. I'll do both. Just that little moment of dropping and lifting the chin. Complete one more round wherever you are. And after you complete, we'll come up to standing. So just a couple times here. So coming on the feet, nice symmetric posture, paying attention to the 3 points under your feet, samastiti, and balance. We'll just continue the movement we just did here. So inhaling, lift the chin, drop the chin, come all the way down. Touch the floor, bend the knees as much as you need to. Lift with the chest forward. The end of the movement, lift the chin, drop the chin, come down. chest forward, chest up, drop the chin down, and back up. Good, stay standing. So now we're going to do a similar movement, but with one foot back. So whatever leg is forward, you're going to take the arm on that side behind you. Inhale, we're going to do an asymmetric forward fold. Same thing as we just did. Chin is down. We move down towards the floor. Lift with the chest all the way up. If that feels a bit too strong for the hip or for the low back, you can come down to the knee and come up lifting. Otherwise, go all the way down. Lead with the chest. Drop the chin. Back down. One more time. And then come up to standing. This time we're going to take both arms up and we're going to do some work down and halfway up. So both arms will come up. Drop the chin. Come all the way down. Front knee bends as much as it needs to. Touch the floor, let the head drop. Take both hands to the foot, slide them up halfway to the knee so you feel your chest lifted forward, the back is straight, shoulder blades together. Drop the chin so the back of the neck is nice and long, and come all the way down. Again, inhale, halfway up. Exhale all the way down. Two more times. Inhale, lift with the chest, chin stays tucked. Exhale down. Inhale, halfway up, chin stays tucked, and all the way down. Stay here for a few breaths. Feel a bit of lengthening through the back side of this front leg. Head towards the knee, head towards the leg. Both feet in balance. Come all the way up. Step the feet together and pause. Feel the body. And then we'll try the second side. So whatever leg is in front, hand behind. Work with the other hand first. So we'll come up, lift the chin, drop the chin all the way down. Inhale, lifting with the chest. Lift the chin, drop the chin, and down. And again, be aware and attentive of the body. This side may feel stronger or not as strong. Come all the way up. Drop the chin and all the way down. We'll do one more round. And down. Good. Now we'll come up and we'll extend to two arms. So both arms up, all the way down. Drop the chin, let the head hang. Now inhale, halfway up, lift with the chest, keep the chin drop so the back of the neck is nice and long, and all the way down. And for me, the sensation is like lifting the back of the neck towards the ceiling. So if you're a head drooper, see if you can lift the back of the neck towards the ceiling and then come down and let it relax. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. And stay here for a few breaths. Front knee bends as much as you'd like. Head towards the knee. Feet in balance, so the middle toe, little toe and big toe side of the balls of the feet are symmetrically pressed towards the floor, along with the heel. Arches of the foot engaged nicely. Just lengthening a bit through one side. Then come all the way up. Step the feet together. Good. And just as a nice gentle counter pose, come back down and rest the hands on the floor, or you can even rest them on the wall, on a chair, so you don't have to come all the way forward if your body doesn't feel comfortable with that. So the great thing about this Zoom, especially when you have your camera off, you don't have to feel pressure to do what the teacher's doing. I have one regular student who feels really uncomfortable in child's pose, which everybody says is, easy, comfortable position, but it's not for her. It creates pressure in her head. And so we found variations for her. So if you ever have questions about that, what I might think of as a transition or resting pose might not be for you. So feel free to always ask if you're curious. Otherwise, we're gonna step the feet apart again. And this time we're gonna turn into like a warrior-like posture. So we're gonna inhale forward, open the arms. Pause here a moment. So we're going to kind of create this spiral-like sensation we explored last week. So the arms are open, palms of the hands down, and push, hands away. And notice the position of your head. So the first few times we do it, we're going to drop the chin as we extend the arms. So stay here just a moment or two. Then we're going to release, come out. And then we're going to try another position. So we'll come into the posture, open, externally rotate the shoulders, rotate the hands down, and now lift the chin. Feel the front side of the throat lengthening as you extend the hands away. Just notice how that feels in the neck, shoulders. So just a couple breaths there. Come out. We'll do two more variations. So this time we'll open. And you can choose, you can keep the spiral or you can keep the palms up, whatever feels most interesting to you. And then as you inhale, lift the chin. Exhale, drop the chin. See if you can imagine rotating around an axis between the ears. So the back of the neck flattens as the chin drops, arches as the chin lifts. And after a few breaths, come out of the posture a moment. Do one more variation. So we'll see if we can bring the hands behind us. Come forward into this posture. So notice the mobility here for the shoulders. So for many of us, hands down is the only movement that's possible. For some with bendy shoulders, you can lift the hands up and push back a little bit. So just notice what's there. And an option for some of us, if you like to try, come forward again with the hand behind you, like the posture we did before, although now you're balancing a bit more because the hands are up. So if you like, you can try that for a few breaths. All the way up. Release the hands, step the feet together, pause. So we're going to do a different posture in a little bit with the hands behind. So just notice how that felt for you. If that felt okay, then the other posture we do might be interesting for you. And if that wasn't feeling very nice, then you might want to do a different variation. So we'll try this whole thing on the other side. So the other foot comes back, both feet in balance. We're going to inhale, open. Create that spiral by rotating the hands down. Drop the chin. Back of the neck moving towards the wall behind you as the chin drops. This occipital ridge reaching up. And release. And again, we'll open the arms. Create the spiral. Lift the head this time. Front of the throat lengthening. Two more breaths. Release. And then again, we'll open. If you like, just keep the hands up or create the spiral. Exhale, chin down, neck long. Inhale up. Rotating between the ears. Releasing, hands down. And then if you like, hands behind. Come into the posture. Choose a position of your head here. So I didn't say this on the other side, but you can be up or down, or again, moving. Inhale up. Exhale down. And then if you'd like to, Explore this forward folding variation. Feel free. Requires a bit of balance and a certain position of the shoulder joints, a certain mobility in the shoulder joints. And then whenever you're ready, you come out, release, pause a moment. Then I'm gonna lower my blinds so I don't put on a yoga show for the whole neighborhood. Let's come down to the floor. Rest for just a moment. If childlike posture feels good, rest. And childlike posture, arms in whatever position feels comfortable. Letting the breath go, letting the breath rest. And then when you're ready, come back to sitting up on the heels if this is comfortable. If you need a little support for the knees, or if this isn't the most comfortable position, you can sit on a chair, or you can even do standing. You can come back to standing. So you can use a bolster or pillow to help, or you can just sit on your heels if that's comfortable. We're just going to do side stretching. So this is the same movement we do when we're standing with the legs wide apart. We're just going to do with the upper body here. So first we can just take the arms up, tilt down to one side, touch the floor or touch your feet or the chair. Inhale up, exhale down. As you come down, you can let the head gently lower sideways, so like a lateral movement of the head towards the floor. As you inhale, come up, the head comes center, and gently moving in the field of gravity, let the head come to the other side. So slowly moving and guiding the motion of the head, controlling it so it doesn't just hang to one side. And then eventually let's come onto one side and stay here. So support the weight of your body in a way that you can hold for a few breaths. So we're going to look forward as we kick the hand over the head. We're going to stay in this position with the body. Just take the upper arm and move it towards your hip as you look down towards the floor. Inhale, look forward, take the hand back over the head. Exhale, look down towards the floor. So do that a few more times. Inhale, look forward or maybe up, if that feels good for the neck. Exhale, look down. And then eventually let's stay here with this hand closer to the hip See if you can turn the palm of the hand up, thumb sticking out, and look down towards the floor and just notice what you feel there. This for me is a lot of sensation. This is the side of the neck that's contracted more naturally to hold my head at the one angle. So these muscles enjoy being lengthened here. And then come up for a moment, just be in the center, pause, feel the body. And then we'll come back into the posture, arms up as you inhale. Exhale, come to the other side. Support the body weight comfortably. Inhale, look forward or look up. Exhale, hand comes down, look towards the floor. Inhale up. Exhale, look down. So again, go with the sensations in your own body, how you move this hand, where you bring it down. Just notice what's happening sort of through the back and the top side of the shoulder as you move the arm up and down, making any little adjustments that make the experience more interesting, more present. And then eventually stay here in this downward looking variation. Notice what you feel. And then come back to the center and just feel the body. And then just as a transition, we'll do a little bit of Chakravakasana. Back to the hands and knees and down. And then here's where we try a variation. So for some of you, this might not be appropriate for the neck and shoulders. So see how you feel. I'll show you what we're going to do. We'll come into this version of childlike posture. We can take the hands behind us. Can turn the head to one side so we can move forward a little bit so the head or the cheek can come towards the floor. So the butt lifts a little bit. And for some of us, we can take the arms up. So if you can comfortably do this, you can stay here with the arms in the center, turning to one side. Very gently, you can even move the shoulders over to one side or the other. So doing this very slowly with a lot of attention, because you're on one direction, you're increasing the rotation of the head, and on the other, you're decreasing it. So you want to be very gentle here, or just keep the hands in the center. Or if this doesn't feel appropriate for your neck and shoulders, can continue doing Chakravakasana with the variation of one knee forward by a few centimeters. Otherwise, explore this on one side, so the head turning one way. And after you've done one side, you'll come to the other side and try the same thing. Otherwise, hands and knees, shifting the position of the knees, one more forward than the other, and trying both sides of that. This variation requires a lot of shoulder mobility. But something to try. So we'll offer a couple of crazy variations today for a few people if they'd like to try. When you finish with that, just bring the head into a center position. So if you've been turning the head, let the head be center for a moment, childlike posture. And then from here, we're going to come to lying on the stomach. So first, let's just see how this feels. So I'm going to give you the option of hands behind the back. And again, if your shoulders don't feel happy with this, please choose an arm position that feels better for your shoulders. And what we're going to do is inhale, we'll sweep one arm and we'll salute. So fingers to the forehead. Exhale, look away from the moving arm and turn the head all the way down. Inhale, look down towards the mat, salute with the other arm. Exhale, look away. Inhale up. Exhale away. And switching arms each time. And away. If you like, you can add the legs as well. So opposite arm and leg. So one arm sweeps forward, the opposite leg lifts, looking towards the mat. As you exhale, sweep the arm, look away, leg down. Sweep the arm, lift the opposite leg, look down towards the mat. Exhale, sweep the arm away, look away, drop the leg. So arm and leg, salute, sweep, turn, and down. And then if you like, you can come up and stay either one side and then the other, or if you feel comfortable, you can try both legs, both arms. So sweeping the arms, both hands to the forehead, lifting both legs. If you want to try that out, try it out. Otherwise, you can stay there maybe 4 to 6 breaths. And then just bring the hands in front of the forehead, come all the way down. Take a moment, feel the body. And this time we're going to lift the body up so one arm stays nice and bent like this, so supporting. And you're going to bend the opposite leg and take the hand on that side, hold on to the ankle, or you can use a towel or a strap if you need some support reaching the ankle or foot. And then you're just going to use this foot to pull the arm gently away from the shoulder. You can lift the chin, drop the chin. So one shoulder is moving back, the back is arched. You're engaged a little bit more on the side with the bent knee. This arm here is supporting the posture, just sort of lifting and holding you into a little bit deeper of a back bend on one side. And then release the arm, bring it down, forehead to the floor, legs relaxed. I'm going to switch arms so the other arm is supporting you. Bend the opposite leg, hand behind you. Use this foot to gently pull the hand away from the shoulder. The shoulder moves a bit away from the neck. Find a position of the head. I generally practice with the chin down more than the chin up. I find a little more benefit from that for my body. But notice what you find. When you come down, release. As a nice transition, if you like, you can come into a childlike posture or just lie on the back. That's where we're going next. So we'll come on to the back once again. And let's first just do a little gentle apanasana. So hands on the knees, exhale, pull the knees towards you. Inhale, knees move away. And then let's come down, feet to the floor. Take one foot away from the floor, hands next to the body. You're going to lift this heel up, and the opposite arm is going to lift up next to you. As you come down, bend the knee, sweep the arm, look away from the arm that's moving. So inhale, head looking up, nose towards the ceiling. Exhale, sweep the arm down, bend the knee, foot comes down. So inhale up, exhale. And notice what feels most comfortable for your neck. You can let it just roll to the side, or some people, and sometimes I do too, rotate about an axis in the center of the head. So there's like a rubbing of the hair. Otherwise, just let the head roll to the side. And eventually we'll stay here with the foot up, the arm up, looking towards the ceiling. Give a little love to the ankle, the lower leg while the foot is up there. And then release the arm, the foot down. And then other leg comes up. Heel lifts, arm up. As you come down, turn the head away. Inhale, nose towards the ceiling. Exhale, let the head roll or spin about an axis. So those are two subtle differences, the head rolling onto one side or the head rotating where it stands. And then eventually you're going to stay with the foot up. Give a little love to the lower leg, foot, ankle while your leg's up there. And then when you're ready, release. Pause a moment. And then we're going to do a little bit of twisting. So with this twisting, it's useful that the shoulders are comfortable. So if you already know, if you come up and turn the knees to the side, that your shoulders way up. So we need to bring the hand a little closer to the hip. So the hand isn't hanging out in the air. We want the hand to be somewhere close to the body. A good variation for this is to keep the feet down and let them turn to the side. It's a little less, requiring less movement through this part of the body. It's a little easier to keep the shoulder closer to the floor. So if you know already that it's hard to keep the shoulder to the floor when the knees are up, then keep the feet down and just rotate the feet from side to side. Okay? Otherwise, if you have the mobility through the body to turn and keep the shoulder close to the floor, then feel free to do that. So choose whatever leg position you like. And just simply exhale, twisting to one side. And inhale back to the center. So again, the focus of this posture is not to twist as deeply as possible through the whole spine. It's to be aware here of the shoulders, the head position. So for now, maybe keep the nose pointed up towards the ceiling as you twist one way and then the other. Notice what happens if you let the head turn away from the direction of the leg. And then eventually let's stay with the legs on one side. Let's keep the nose up towards the ceiling. And this back arm that's on the floor, we're going to take it closer to the hip. And as you inhale, we'll sweep this arm as high as it'll comfortably come and staying on the floor. And as you exhale, look away from the moving arm. So you're looking towards the legs now. Inhale, nose comes up towards the ceiling. Sweep the arm. Exhale, sweep the arm away. Look away from that arm. Good. After a few rounds, we'll switch to the opposite side. Bring the knees up. Pause a moment here in the center. And then when you're ready, let the knees come to the opposite side. Keep the nose facing up. Take this back arm close to the hip. Inhale, sweep the arm up. And exhale, look away from the arm. And again, noticing your own range of motion. And just notice if this side feels much different than the other side. After a few breaths, come up for a moment, just do a little bit of gentle apanasana to transition. And then we're going to come to sitting. So come onto one side, sit up. And with this next posture, we'll give a couple of variations. So the one variation requires the ability to move the pelvis, to rotate the pelvis forward. So for many people who have a hard time coming down on straight legs, the pelvis is rotated backwards. So the spine is basically going that way, and you're trying to make it go this way. So rotating the pelvis forward is what gets us more forward. So that's why I recommend something like a bolster or even a chair for people who have a harder time coming forward, because lifting the hips up lets the pelvis rotate a little more forward. It makes it easier to come forward. So this variation needs a little bit of that forward movement. So if you know that you need some support, please take some, because we're going to now have the foot. So many times we've done it with the knee out to the side, and today we're going to try it with the knee forward. Actually, I'll do this side first. So we want to come forward. There's a few different versions of this. So those of you who've practiced this, you can do whichever version you like. We're going to first just come forward. So the arm goes inside of this knee, and we come forward towards this foot in front of us. The head comes down. So staying here. If you can bring this arm quite far forward, some of you know where I'm going with this. You bring the shoulder blade next to the knee. If you can bring the shoulder blade next to the knee, you can rotate this arm around. So today you might just have the hand here. This is fine. If you can rotate the shoulder, you can bring the hand back. If you can bring the hand back, you might be able to use this other arm to hold on to it and let the head come down. So whatever version you're doing, either both hands on the floor, just coming forward. If you can wrap the arms around, you get a different experience through the shoulders, through the chest, maybe even through the neck. So this is a little bit of, we've done a couple crazy versions of a couple things today. So just go with it, give it a try. Whatever version works for you, try that. And stay for a few breaths. Good. Come out of the posture whenever you're ready. And again, we'll just come forward. That's the first part, just coming forward. And maybe this is where you stay today, body close to the leg. And if your body is very far from the leg, bend this leg a little bit more and come forward. And this foot will bring close to the body. So this is a good variation. If you can easily bring your shoulder blade close to the knee, you can rotate around. Maybe you can hold on to the hand, maybe not. Even rotating the arm will make a difference in the shoulder. And when you're ready, come out of the posture. Sit in a symmetric type of position. We're going to cross the legs or sit in some sort of cross-legged position, either on a cushion or on a chair or on the floor. And then from here, we're going to move into a twist. So we'll take the hand on one knee, other hand behind you, nice and tall, and then rotate about the axis of your spine. You can look behind you. For some of us, it may be more interesting to look forward over the shoulder. So this is, again, focusing a little bit more on the space of the neck and shoulders. So just bring the head in a position that feels like it supports this twisting more in the neck. You might find looking away from the side that is generally a bit more tight might feel more interesting. At least it does for me. Release as you feel ready. When you feel ready to come to the second side, please do so. So nice and tall with the posture. Rotate about the axis of the spine. Start out by looking behind you. Notice what you feel. And then keep the body rotated and look forward and notice how that feels. And then just choose a position for your own head. Stay there breathing. As you feel ready, release. Come to the center for a moment. Then when you feel ready, come onto the back. We'll just do some gentle counter poses. Whatever feels appropriate for your body. So from here, we're going to come to resting. So if you need to be attentive with the shoulders or the neck, the low back, the hips or knees, please feel free to do whatever transitions feel right for your body. And then when your body feels like it's ready to rest, you can stretch out, stay warm. Come into a resting type of posture. And then take a few moments. First, just notice how you feel. Notice if there are parts of the body that feel a little bit more energetic or tired. As Mirka likes to say, notice what feels alive within you. If you like, you can use this image of the springtime that we had in the beginning. Little beautiful buds of color awakening within you as your body releases and opens to the changing seasons. And then I'll leave you here in this quiet space for a few moments, and then I'll call you back with my voice. 10,000 flowers in spring, the moon in autumn, a cool breeze in summer, snow in winter. If your mind is unclouded by unnecessary things, this is the best season of your life. 10,000 flowers in spring, the moon in autumn, cool breeze in summer, snow in winter. If your mind is unclouded by unnecessary things, this is the best season of your life. 10,000 flowers in spring, moon in autumn, cool breeze in summer, snow in winter. If your mind is unclouded by unnecessary things, this moment is the best season of your life. So as you feel ready, reawaken to the springtime within you. Find your breath. Move gently, fingers, toes, hands, and feet. And when you feel ready, come back to sitting. And when you come back, just take a moment with the hands in front of the heart, feeling the palms of the hands. Whatever peace you may find in this moment, we offer it out to the entirety of this earth of which we're part of. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your patience with the technology issues from last week.